Hello friends, welcome to SAMAMENTOR. Today our topic is about variables and data type in C++. So let's start. First of all, we will have to take a real life example so that you can learn the concept of variables and data type very easily. So let's take an example of bag. Like we have a bag, we store different items in it. So we can take bag as an example of variables, and as we know that there are different types of bags like handbag, school bag, travel bag, or shopping bag. So we can take all these types of bags as an example of data types. So bag is an example of variable and types of bags is an example of data types. So now we will have to know that what are variables. Like programming is not only restricted to just writing few lines of code and printing them on the screen, but for making it useful to make the programs to perform particular task, useful tasks. So we use the concept of variables. So now going towards the definition, a variable is an area in memory that is identified by a name that we specify and we can use to store an item of data of a particular type, which is the data type of the variable, which will be discussing later on in our video. So what are the requirements for writing variables? The requirements for writing variable is name of the variable and data type of the variable, and name of each variable must be different from the other variable so that it can be differentiated. So then we have some rules for naming variables. The name of the variable must be a combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, underscores, and digits. The name must not start with a number or digit like 7 up or 8992, etc. Spaces are also not allowed, like my space name is invalid. Special characters are also not allowed, like at the rate of name or star price, etc. is also invalid. C++ is a case sensitive language as well. Like if we write small y, small m, my, capital N name, it will be different from capital M, my, and small n name, just as given in the example. You can see this. So now we have what are data types. According to definition, data types defines the type of data a variable can hold. And there are some different data types used in C++, and these are given as below. Int for storing integer value, numeric values. Float for storing single float point values like decimal point values. Double for storing double float point values. These also include decimal point values. String is used for storing strings of letters, characters, and digits. Char means character is used for storing characters like single alphabet, letter, or any special character. And bool is used to store booleans like true or false. And it will return 0 for false and 1 for true on the compiler. And we are going to now get the practical demonstration of all these data types and variables in our Visual Studio 2012. So now we are here at the Visual Studio 2012 and I have created my project. And if you don't know how to create the project and write this basic syntax, please watch my how to print hello world video in C++. So now let's start. Int, let's say num1 and this. So our variable is declared. This is called declaration of variable. So if I use it like out num1, so it will give me a error. Look, it is giving me a error. So there is a reason behind it because I only declared the variable. So for get rid of this error, we have to initialize it like this. Now this is called declaration as well as initialization of the variable. So now if I run it, it will show me no error. Look, it is giving me 0 as an output. So I can also change the value of it, like if I make num1 equal to 20, so it will display me 20, just like that. So that you will get the concept of declaration and initialization. Now we will move on to float data type. Float data type, we will write float. Let's say it again num1 is equal to 0. So now this and num1. So if we take num1 is equal to 2.2 and then we run it, we will get 2.2. So you can see there it is showing me decimal point value. And same is the case for double. If I change this data type to double like this, and if I change the value again like something like that, it will display me this. So these both are used for storing and displaying decimal point values. So now let's move on to char, which is character data type. So for character data type, we write char. Let's say it alphabet is equal to. So one thing more, when you are initializing or putting an variable with char data type, so you will have to put single commas and then add anything. Like let's say I will add a. So now if I print it alphabet, so it will show me a like this. And if I enter any special character here like hash symbol, and if I run it again, and it will show me hash. So this is char data type, character data type. So now let's move on to boolean data type. So for boolean data type, we write bool, let's say choice is equal, yeah. And if I run it, or before I have to run it, I will have to write cout. Now if I run it, we will get 1. This one, as I have told you in our lecture, that it will give 1 for true and 0 for false. Now if I change it and write false here like this and run it again, it will show me 0. So this is the concept of boolean data type. And then next we have a string data type. String data type is somehow different because for string data type we will have to include this library. Hash includes string. So I have already included it. So if I write string name equal to, let's say, SAMAMENTOR, and if I print it out name, so it will show me SAMAMENTOR. Look, so this is how string works. So it can store a string of name, letters, alphabets, anything else. You can also add special characters, numbers, anything like this. It is showing me all these values without any error. So this is the concept of string. String has more functions as well, and we will have a separate video on string as well. So this is all from today's video. Please subscribe SAMAMENTOR.